Hey, I'm Dr. Jenn, and I'm really glad to have you in the den with Dr. Jenn. We have got a great show for you today. You'll be learning about cooking for lovers and what chocolate mousse has to do with that with Chef Jenn here. And you can guess about the sexual fun fact with a photo of a bunch of locks. Very confusing, I know. And an odd sexual term for you to figure out. Stay tuned. So, Chef Jenn is back in the den, although we're actually in the kitchen with her. So, since it's February and we're celebrating a month of love, Chef Jenn has something special for us. She's a culinary instructor around San Diego County who teaches on tons of topics around food and cooking. So, how are chocolate, dessert, and baking or cooking all connected to love and Valentine's Day? I know. They're all lower cost yet powerful ways to nurture your partner and show your love. And that's what Chef Jenn's going to show us today. So what are you making?
We're going to make chocolate mousse.
Yay, chocolate mousse.
All right, so chocolate mousse has several kind of layered steps to it. But what we're going to do is condense it down to 3 basic steps for today.
Okay.
We have some whipped cream.
Okay.
We have some melted chocolate.
Okay.
That is melted with a little bit of Kahlua, some coffee, butter, and of course, semi-sweet chocolate.
Okay, and we'll be showing you the recipe at the end here. So how did you melt this?
I melted that in a double boiler. So
Okay.
a double boiler, magic of television, ooh, double boiler. A double boiler is basically a pot that you would put water in, just enough water to steam what's on top of it. You want a gentle cooking method, so you don't want like direct flame underneath where you could scorch or burn it.
Gotcha.
You just kind of want to simmer away so it melts it.
Okay.
And then in my pot over here, I have a little bit of gelatin, which you can find in a packet in your grocery store, right next to the Jell-O, very easy. And what I did is I combined the gelatin with some cream, and I let it bloom, which is a technical term for
no idea what that means.
rehydrate. It's a powder. You put it in a liquid. It rehydrates.
Blooming.
Blooming.
I like that.
And then, you shouldn't be boiling.
It's blooming too much.
So once it bloomed or rehydrated, what I did is I put it onto a burner, and over a low heat, we slowly let it dissolve. And I'm stirring the whole time to make sure that it completely dissolves in, and you don't see any little chunks or bits of the gelatin left behind. And the key to this is making sure you don't boil it.
Okay.
Because that will kill your gelatin. It's okay, I have some made ahead of time.
Don't do this at home, kids.
All right, so I've now got my gelatin in here. It's completely dissolved in. There's no bumps, no lumps. It just looks like cream. Like once it's all cooked in, it just looks like cream. So then what we're going to do is we're going to pour this into our chocolate. And while I stir this together, why don't you whip up some of the cream for me?
So what exactly is in here?
Just cream. A whole lot of heavy cream.
Just whipped a lot?
Yes, so we just whipped it into some stiff peaks. Okay, I thought there was some on your nose.
No.
So we just whipped it to some peaks so that it's firm enough that it holds together, but not enough that you're making butter. We don't want that. And then in this bowl, I'm just stirring together the chocolate and the cream and the gelatin and all the other flavors that are in this.
You said instant espresso?
Yes.
Coffee. Whoa.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. What it is when you're baking or you're doing some kind of desserts, you want to have a really strong, pungent coffee flavor. So you could make a really strong cup of coffee, double or triple the amount of coffee you normally would, or crack that I make for breakfast.
Nice.
Or you can buy instant espresso powder. It's a couple tablespoons. It dissolves in. You don't want to drink that like a cup of espresso, but you do want to use it for baking. It's great to just kind of add flavor.
What about drinking this?
You can drink that.
Are you done with it?
Yeah.
Sweet.
That was my present for Jenn. We highly encourage drinking and cooking. It's a great combination.
Oh, not with knives, though.
No, after the knives. Oh, we still haven't used the knife yet. Okay, so now I've got my whipped cream, and it's beautifully whipped by Dr. Jenn. And then in my bowl, I have my chocolate mixture. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this and divide it into 4 equal portions. Just keep drinking. It'll be good. We're going to take our first portion and we're going to stir it completely into the chocolate mixture.
So why do you do it separately like that?
So I want to make sure that all the air that's fluffed inside there stays inside there. So instead of dumping it all in at once and losing it all, I put it in portions and I keep the air. The first part I put in, I'm going to stir it completely in so we almost lighten the chocolate mixture. So now it's going to be lighter and easier to fold the rest in. So I'm going to stir this very vigorously, trying not to get my white coat dirty. Yeah, you just keep drinking.
There's not much left.
I did that on purpose. All right, so now that I've got the first portion stirred in, I'm then going to take, yeah, a little something there?
That was good.
Okay. I'm going to take the next portion and I'm going to fold it, which means I'm going to cut through and fold it over itself.
Oh.
What this does is you're just kind of breaking the heavy cream into separate little pieces. And so as you break the piece, it wraps into chocolate. And break a piece and wrap it in chocolate. As opposed to stirring and just all separating and breaking and wrapping, breaking and wrapping.
So this is how you make the special consistency of mousse?
This
because
is how
otherwise, if you dump this all in, it'd be just a gooey blob, almost like pudding, instead of the light fluffy?
Exactly. This is how you keep all the light and the fluffy.
Okay.
So I could continuously stand here and stir. Would you like to try stirring?
No, you keep.
All right, so we're going to imagine that once we have stirred all of this in, because that's so entertaining, me stirring, I know. We're going to imagine that it's all done. At this point, you can take it as the bowl is and just cover it in plastic wrap and put it in your fridge. Serve it very Parisian style, which means you would take the whole bowl and just put it on the table. Bon appetit.
Like people just dig in with spoons?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
In a lot of French bistros, so actually when you order chocolate mousse, you order it for 4, you order it for 6, you order it for 8, and they put it on the table. And then people will just take a plate and they'll scoop a little on their plate. They're not American. They don't take the whole bowl. They scoop a little, they put it on a plate, and they sit and they enjoy. We're going to be a little bit more formal, as it is Valentine's Day. We want to make things look really pretty. So what I've done is I put the chocolate mousse into a Ziploc bag, and then I refrigerated it for about an hour, so it firmed up.
Now, could you freeze that if you needed to?
Not really.
No? Okay.
No, that would be more like pudding pops, and I don't want that. So I put it into the Ziploc bag. Why? So that I can very nicely squeeze it into whatever I'm going to put it in. Now here's the irony. People see this, they go, ooh, I'm going to swirl.
Yeah.
You don't swirl things that are brown. They look like poop.
Okay.
Don't swirl.
Okay.
So we're going to take our lovely wine glass. And then to lighten up the richness of our chocolate mousse, we're going to place some raspberries on the bottom of our cup. So we get a beautiful kind of extra added color and flavor. And then we're just going to take the tip of our bag. We're going to cut a little bit off the end. Bring it all down into one corner.
So just scoop it in instead of swirling?
Ooh, I've got a hole in my bag.
Oh, you do.
Okay, we'll put our finger over it. Squeeze it in.
Oh, nice.
This is what paper towel is for. And we're going to tap it so that it levels off. I'll put a little bit more on this side. We'll clean the top of our glass. This was supposed to be neat and tidy except for the hole in the bag. And then we'll throw in a few more raspberries, just again for some color and a little bit of layered texture in between. And we'll give it another tap. Squeeze some more mousse. Squeeze the mousse. It didn't get the coat. Okay, that's all that matters. All right, we'll take a
Really good. I felt like my cat. We used to do that. We'd spray whipped cream into her mouth.
All right, so we now have our somewhat clean but oh so messy and delicious mousse. Would you care for a spoon?
Yeah, absolutely. And we have a guest from the audience, Tara, that's going to come up and sample it also. So come join us and let us know what you think.
For you, madame.
I'm going to dig in with you too. Go ahead.
Oh, the romance.
My palette first.
I finished it. That was
It's
awesome.
super rich and
Very
decadent,
good.
but so good.
I want to kiss all of you guys.
If you want to know more about Chef Jenn's classes, blog, or follow her on Twitter, find her at www.chefjenncooks.blogspot.com. Ooh, that clue is
That was a
hitting in.
petite little bite, wasn't that?